In today's video, again we will be looking into MLKit, and this will be for text recognition with React Native. So yeah, let's get started, and of course we will be using the new architecture for this as well. So yeah, let me just close all files. So first of all, I have created a default React Native app, and to enable the new architecture, so for Android you have to search for new arc enabled, make it as true. This will be present inside Android Gradle.properties. And for iOS you have to go to the terminal, cd to iOS directory, and run this command. After that you can find everything over here. So first of all, so for Android we require the camera permission, and that code needs to be written explicitly. So I have created two folders. One is for RTN my camera, second one is RTN my permissions. So first I will go to RTN my permissions. So this is a turbo module. So inside, and this will be applicable only for Android, because for iOS whenever you use camera, iOS automatically display the permission model. So first create an Android folder, and next a JS folder. Inside JS folder I have created this file native my permission.ts, and again I have copy pasted this from the doc. So if you are interested, you can go over here, and here you can see the entire doc for it. And I have just changed this method name as well as RTN my permission, this name. Next, inside Android you have to create build.gradle file, and I have copy pasted this from docs. Only changes, I have added apply plugin Kotlin Android, this namespace has changed, as well as Kotlin standard lib has been added. Next, inside src create main java com rtn my permissions folder. First you have to create my permissions package.kt, and this has been copy pasted from the docs itself. Only change the file at appropriate lines. Okay. And next, inside my permissions module.kt, so here we will be like requesting the camera permission. So here you can see I am requesting the camera permission. I am also requesting write external storage. This is not really required, but yeah, if you want you can write it. And here we are requesting for the camera permission. Now the logic to handle the camera permission is written inside main activity.kt, which I will come back to later on. And yeah, here we are passing just the RTN my permissions. So that's it for Android folder. Next, what you have to do, create package.json, and again this has been copy pasted from the docs, and this file name has been changed over here, this has been changed over here, as well as this name has been changed, and Java package name has been changed. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again this has been copy pasted from docs, only this name has been changed. Similarly for RTN my camera as well. So this is a fabric component, and here create a JS folder, and inside that I have copy pasted everything from doc. But here, so once we recognize a text for each frame of the camera that has been captured, it gives us back whatever text has been captured from native side to React Native side. So this is the callback, and this callback is only applicable for Android, because for iOS we will be using Swift, and passing callback from Swift to Objective-C then to React Native is lot of hassle. So we will be using event emitter for iOS, but for Android we will be using callback, and this name has been changed. Next, inside Android create build.gradle file, and again this has been copy pasted from the docs. Only thing change is this apply plugin Kotlin Android, this namespace has been changed, as well as I have added this Kotlin standard lib, and we require the camera permission, as well as we require the MLKit text recognition thing as well. So that has been done. Next, inside src main java com rtn my camera, first you have to create my camera package.kt. Again this has been copy pasted from docs, only file name has been changed. Next, we have to create my camera manager.kt. Again this has been copy pasted from docs, but change the appropriate names. So here you can see I have written my camera everywhere, so RTN my camera, and this extra step has been written. So this is for callback when an text has been recognized. And we have to define an event as well, because we are defining a callback in the JavaScript side. So this is how you define an event, and this event will help us send back data from native side to React Native side. And this is the my camera.kt. So we have seen this camera X thing many a time, so I will quickly go through over it. So first we have to define a linear layout, and we are taking a preview view. And next this is boilerplate code for camera X. So this is an image analysis, and this is our text recognition thing. Next, what we have done is that we are creating layout params, assigning it to our linear layout as well as to our preview, and adding that preview to our linear layout. Then we are setting up our layout as well as manually laying out all the children. So this is the code. Then setting up the camera. So this is boilerplate code for setting up camera. But here we are processing each frames that has been captured. So once we get an image proxy, we get a media image from it, and from that media image we are creating an input image. Once we get an input image, we pass it to our recognizer, and on success listener we get all types of text. So there is a result text, block corner points if you want, the bounding box. So everything I'm printing out, as well as I'm sending it back to the React Native side as well. So here this is the logic for it. And on failure listener I'm just logging it out, and on complete listener closing everything. And for start camera, so this is boilerplate code which we have gone multiple times for starting a camera. So yeah, that's it. Next, what you have to do is go to create package.json. Again, this has been copy pasted from docs, only file name has been changed at appropriate intervals. So this has been changed, this has been changed, and we have created a podspec file as well, and this name has been changed. Okay, now what you have to do is go to app.tsx, and first you have to run go to the root of your React Native project and run yarn add /rtn camera, then run yarn add /rtn permission. Then you have to do cd dot dot. So I will just show you that. Cd dot dot. So just do cd dot dot, it will move you outside your React Native project, and then you have to run a command like this. But in our case it will be so whatever your root of React project name is, React Native project name. So mine is my app1. So you have to write it over here, my app1, my app1, my app1, followed by the folder name. So this you have to run, as well as this you have to run. Again, this should be your main project name, and this will be your folder name for RTN my permission. So it will create generated folder inside over here. This is the generated folder, as well as over here. Next, what you have to do is so for Android, so you have to cd to the main Android folder, and you have to run this command. So this will do code generation for Android, and for iOS you have to run this command again. So it will create pod file for your RTN my camera as well as RTN my permission. Okay, next you have to open this main Android folder inside Android Studio. Go to app, go to build.gradle, and here go to first this build.gradle, and you have to add Kotlin version as well as class path. Next, go to this build.gradle, and you have to add implementation Kotlin standard lib as well as apply plugin Kotlin Android. Next, go to src, go to main, go to android manifest.xml, and you have to add this camera permission. This write external storage is not really required, but you can add it. Next, go to Java, and you have to convert this main activity.java file to main activity.kotlin file. And here you can see we are writing the logic for requesting the camera permissions. So once a camera permission has been requested from turbo module, we are handling it over here. So once the permission has been granted, we are sending a callback to the React Native side, otherwise as true, otherwise it is false if rejected. And this is a method for checking whether camera permission was granted or not. Okay, next, so for iOS, go to iOS directory, go to event emitter .h. Now this I have copy pasted from Stack Overflow. This as well so I will just open this file for now. Where did it go? iOS, my app. Okay, so again this also I have copy pasted from docs. This will help us to send back data from native side to React Native side once a text has been recognized. Also, you have to, in the pod file you have to add this dependency, and after that you have to run this command again. Do not just run pod install, otherwise that will means pod install is for the old architecture, we are using new architecture, so you have to run this command again. And one more thing for Android which I forgot is inside android manifest.xml you also have to add this. Okay, we'll go back to, so event emitter you have added header file as well as an objective C file. Next, create this Swift file, mycamera.swift, and Xcode will ask you, do you want to create a bridging header? Click yes. Then inside bridging header you have to add this import as well. Now inside my camera.swift, you have to just import all of this, and again we have seen this multiple times. I am importing from AV capture video data output sample buffer delegate, and this is the preview view as well as box view boilerplate for showing camera. And here we are recognizing Latin options as well as Latin text recognizer. There are MLKit also has libraries for recognizing Chinese, Devanagari and Arabic as well, so if you are interested in that, check the documentation. And here we are initializing Latin option as well as Latin text recognizer. Here we are creating our preview and adding it as a sub view, same for box view as well. Then we are setting up our AV capture, and so this is boilerplate code as well as begin session for capturing the frame. Again, this is boilerplate code which you have to write every single time. Now here, when for each frame that has been captured, we get an image buffer. We are converting it to a UI image with the help of this extension. Okay, and that UI image is converted to vision image, and that vision image is sent to our Latin text recognizer. And once that is done, we are extracting everything that has been captured in particular frame, and if we get those data, we are sending it back to the React Native side with the help of event emitter. And if you want, you can call this stop camera method as well over here, somewhere over here, if you are satisfied with whatever text has been recognized. Then this is required init which you have to write, and this is the extension which I told you about. Next, inside go to info.plist, and here you have to add camera permission as well. Okay, next you have to create this rtn mycamera.h file. Again, all this file which I have created inside main iOS folder, please create it via Xcode, otherwise you will face issue. And again, I have copy pasted this from docs, only file name has been changed. Next, I have created this rtn mycamera.mm, so create an objective file and change the extension manually to .mm, don't forget that. Again, this has been copy pasted from docs, only file name has been changed at appropriate time. Okay, and here I am importing our bridging header. So my bridging header name is my app1 dash bridging dash header. So my app1 is the name, so whatever name is of your bridging header is, use that, followed by dash swift.h, which is common for everyone. Then you have to import this RCT fabric, because we are writing the all the code inside the main iOS folder. And here this has been copied from docs. Here we are creating a UI view. Here we are initializing our Swift file, and this has been copied from docs as well. Here we are initializing our UI view. Here we are initializing our Swift file my camera as well, and then adding it as a sub view. And again, this has been copied from docs as well, so change the name accordingly. Next, we are creating rtn mycameramanager.mm. again, this has been entirely copied from docs, only change the file name appropriately. And this is the callback which we have defined. Again, this we will not be using this in iOS, it is only for Android. Next, you also have to create this prefix header.pch file. So just go to your Xcode and right click new file and just search for pch. It will okay, so just search to create this, click next and give it a name as prefix header. So it will create this file, and inside that you have to add this import AV foundation as well. And once you do that, you have to go to build settings, go to Apple CLang, I think something like that. Wait, I'll just search for it. Apple where did it go? Okay, here you have to go Apple CLang language. You have to make this prefix pre-compile prefix header as yes, and in prefix header you have to write the name of your file, prefix header.pch. Okay, this is required because we are constantly jumping from Objective C to Swift, that's why we have to do this. What else? I think that should be it for iOS. Then to use it, all you have to do, in app.tsx I have created two files, Android view as well as an iOS view. Inside Android view, I have just created checking whether first camera permission has been granted or not, and inside use effect I am calling that. and once the camera permission has been granted, I'm setting that variable appropriately. Once that is done, we are showing RTN my camera native view component, and once we get a text recognizer value, I'm just console logging it. Okay, and same for iOS as well. So here in iOS, so I'm just directly opening RTN my camera native component, but here we won't get a callback, we will get an event listener. So here I'm listening for that event, and whenever text has been recognized, I'm logging it here. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.